I'm going to be taking us through your board, your vision, goal setting 101. And I plan for this to be a very short, precise, and concise session. I also want it to be as open as possible since we have a small quorum today. And before I start, I want to say once again, thank you, Mr. B's Foundation, for this opportunity to share my insights with you. And I hope you're able to get some valuable insights from the session today. So, Mr. already highlighted that, setting goals is very important. And I just want to buttress on that. Uh, if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, there's a popular saying that goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's what goal setting simply does. It's avoiding planning to fail because you're planning, not failing to plan. Goals help us to focus. It helps you to stay motivated, provide direction, and achieve our dreams. This is a very good time to talk about goal setting and how you can do this at the beginning of the year because the year is just starting for a lot of people. I know January has come and gone, but we're still at the beginning of the year. We're still in Q1. It's a good time to put down your thoughts, pen on paper, not literally, but put some things together, start planning, against the remaining 10, 11 months of the year. Typically, I like to set my goals for the year personally in December because my birthday is in December. So for me, I like to plan in December so that I start my new year fresh and energized. And then I take that planning for myself into the planning for my family, my little family now, and that's how I set goals. Now, what are the benefits of goal setting? Like I said, it keeps you focused, it keeps you motivated, driven throughout the year, and it provides direction for you. Clear goals provide measurable progress and aligns effort with growth. If you're able to set your goals in such a way that in a smart way, which I'll be talking about shortly, you'll be able to give yourself compensations and you're able to see your efforts as you're growing, and that gives release some form of dopamine which makes you interested. It keeps you vested in your growth and it keeps you going. Now there are two major types of goals, right? We have the short-term goals, which are achievable within days, weeks, or months, very short term, right? And this helps you to build momentum to our bigger objectives. What's that? What are some examples? You want to complete in a professional certification in 3 months. Maybe you want to save $500 for an emergency fund within 2 months, or $100 for maybe your GRE or your IELTS in 10 months, or you want to save a short amount of money, or you want to exercise 4 times a week for the next 6 weeks. These are just short-term goals, like goals you can actualize in the nearest future, while long-term goals are more achievable over years. And sometimes a couple of short-term goals can culminate in actualizing your long-term goal, and it's achievable over the years. It requires strategic planning and consistency and breaking it into shorter goals to be able to actualize that longer term goal. And what are some examples? Say you want to advance in a leadership role in your company within the next 5 years. You have to do shorter things like take certifications, which is a short-term goal, volunteer in your organization, which is a short-term goal, attend conferences, which is another short-term goal. Say you want to buy a home in the next 2 years. Before you start saving money to buy a home, you're supposed to, you're supposed to have saved your emergency fund first. Then you maybe get a pay raise, which is a short-term goal. You maybe get a new job to get a higher stream of income, or say you remain in the same job, you are more disciplined in your savings, So those are like long-term goals. Say you want to write and publish a book within 3 years, you need to take out some time to draft the book, which is a short-term goal. You need to take out some time to put a book together, to write it, and then to give it to the publisher, the editor. Those are like other short-term goals that make up your long-term goal. And why is this relevant at all? right? Why do you have to know, oh, is it a short-term goal? Is it a long-term goal? What kind of goal? How am I setting my goal? It's because your goals have to be smart, right? You have to follow the SMART goals framework. And SMART is an acronym. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, T is time bound. And I'll go into each of these shortly. Now, when I say my goal is specific, that means it is clear and it's easy to understand, right? Example, say I'm taking a math class and I'm struggling in that math class, and I say, something say, oh, I want to get better at math, or I want to improve at math. I have to be specific what exactly I want to learn my multiplication tables up to 10, right? Of course, if I learn my multiplication tables up to 10, it will result in me getting better at math. But how am I going to do it? What specific actions am I going to take, right? And the first is, okay, this is it. I'm struggling in my multiplication tables. I want to learn it from 1 to 10, right? And then after being specific, it has to be measurable. It means, okay, fine, I've set this specific goal. How do I track it? How do I measure my progress, right? A measurable goal means you can track your progress. Example, I will practice my multiplication tables for 20 minutes every day for the next 2 weeks. That means for 20 minutes every day for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to keep practicing my multiplication tables. And at the end of that 2 weeks, I should have achieved my specific goal, which is learning from 1 to 10. And at the end of that, overall, I should be better at math, right? And then, okay, it's specific, it's measurable. It also has to be achievable. It's something you can realistically do with effort, right? Example, I will complete 5 multiplication problems in under 5 minutes. You don't want to say, oh, I'm going to be the president of the US next year. Of course, that's not an achievable goal. You don't want to say, oh, I'm going to buy a car in 2 months. Of course, that's not an achievable goal. You more want to say, oh, I want to buy a car maybe by the end of the year and the next 2 years, right? So that's a specific goal. And to do that, I'm going to save $1,000 or 1,000 naira every day or every 2 weeks. And then at the end of 2 weeks, I should be able to calculate. Now, say you want to buy a car, right? By the end of the year, this is the beginning of the year, we're just in February. And you say, okay, to do that, I'm going to save 1,000 naira because that's what you can cut out of your paycheck. 1,000 naira times 11, right? Assuming you're going to receive your February paycheck. So that's 11,000 naira. 11,000 naira cannot buy you a car, right? So that's not an achievable goal. But say you say, oh, my goal is to have an emergency fund by the end of the year. And then you say, oh, to do that, I'm going to save 2,000 naira every month, right? And you save 2,000 naira times 11, which is 22,000 naira. 22,000 naira is a soft landing for an emergency fund you can have on hand in case if shit hits the fan, right? So that's more achievable than saying, oh, you want to buy a car by the end of the year without any other means of income. Your goals also has to be relevant. It has to matter to you for you to want to put that effort, for you to want to go out of your way to make it work, right? Example, if I improve my math skills, it will help me in school. And when I play with math games, when I go for competitions, it has to be important to you, something you want to do. And finally, it has to be time bound. You have to set a deadline for yourself. Don't just say, oh, I want to buy a car. I'm going to save every two weeks, and then just no ending. I mean, you have to set like a deadline. The importance is you're looking forward to that deadline to actualize your dream and also give yourself a pat on the back. And also the deadline keeps you motivated. And also sometimes the deadline can also help measure your progress, right? Take for instance, I want to attend a conference or for job search, maybe in October. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do to actualize that goal? Of course, first of all, I need to save money for the conference. I also need to take certifications to ready myself to attend that conference. So I know that all my certifications have to be taken before October when I'm attending that conference. So that deadline kind of keeps me on my toes, and it helps to like put little pressure in the smaller steps I take to actualize my goals. So what are the steps for effective goal setting? Now, like I said earlier, setting smart goals or effective goal setting, which you know, the basically the steps for effective goal setting is following a SMART framework. Basically, that's just the key. And this helps you stay focused. It helps you to break your big dreams into smaller steps. And I've given several instances and several examples. And it helps you to track your progress. And what are some common obstacles you face when you're goal setting? Procrastination. You keep saying, oh, I will do the, oh, I will. Oh my goodness. And that is why it's good for your goals to be time bound. That way you're confined to that time. Fear, sometimes you're scared of taking that big leap, but take it. Take it. There's a popular saying I always say, never give up, lose God, right? So just keep doing it. Don't be scared, right? What's the worst that can happen? It has happened. So put your best foot forward, advocate for yourself. A lack of clarity. If you don't set your goals well, you just be doing things. You don't know where you're going to, you don't know what direction you're headed. And what are some tips I'm going to give you? Set long-term and short-term goals. Don't just say, oh, I want to come to the US for my master's. That is a long-term goal. You have to do several other things. You need to contact professors. You need to write your English-based exams. You need to have a good resume. You need to maybe have published technical papers. You need to be volunteering. These are other short-term goals that you need to actualize to call me. You need to save the money you're going to use for your application and your exam and all of that. These are like other short-term goals that will help you to actualize this long-term goal, which is maybe traveling abroad to anywhere for your master's, right? Also, it's important to stay motivated with rewards and reminders. Don't just set like long-term goals and not set like rewards for you, you know. It's good to always have like, oh, this will be my reward when I do this. This will be my reward when I do this. And also reminders, constantly checking, right? Checking with yourself, right? What do I need to do? What's lacking? And I'm going to be sharing my own template with you, what I do basically for my goal planning, and then also try to find support and inspiration, right? If there are people that have done this before, reach out to them. The very first step you're taking is attending this session today, to see what people that have gone before you have done, and try to implement it. So how do you track your progress and measure your success? Because don't forget the M and the A in our SMART goal framework. Use journals, habit trackers, or digital apps. There are so many these days. You can use a notepad on your phone. You can use Notion AI to journal or document this. You can also use our good old Mr. Excel. I am more old school, right? So I started goal setting when I was in university, which is about maybe 9 years ago. So I use my good old journal. I have like a hard copy, brown, old, rusty journal that I have been using since 2020. And I carry over my goals actually. So if I have a new journal, I just say, oh, the past year, this has been my so in the journal, I have my goals for the year, and I also have the smaller short-term goals I have, right? So I just carry over the main goals I set for the year, the ones I actualized. And the journal I'm using now, I've been using it for the past 5 years, so I've not had to move over. And it has like all of my goals for the year and other short-term goals, and I check in weekly to make sure that I'm in track. And I check in quarterly to see the progress with my year-end goals, basically to make sure, oh, I'm still on track. And it doesn't mean, oh, I started with this goal at the end of the year. That's what I have to see through, right? Sometime in Q2, Q3, I might add on new goals based on my current position in life. Set milestones and to evaluate progress. Like I said, weekly I check in to see the short-term goals I set how I'm doing. Monthly, I check in as well. And then quarterly, I also check in to say, oh, how am I doing cumulatively as towards my long-term goals. Also, like I said, I said it all with the example I shared. I adjust goals based on insights and challenges, what's going well for you, what's not going well for you. An instance is someone that had a long-term goal to go to travel to the US for her master's, and she was working on it. She had written exams, she has applied to professor, but she was still applying to jobs, right? And then she got a very good job back in Nigeria. Of course, traveling abroad for her master's became a longer term goal. She just packed it for later. And now she's focusing her energy on more things like, oh, getting certifications or improving, getting skills relevant to her new job. That is why you need to reevaluate and say, okay, what's working for you? What do you need to change? Don't just say, oh, you want to do this and stick to it till the end of the year, or, celebrate small wins to stay motivated. Take care of yourself. I treat myself all the time. Oh my goodness. In short, I think I treat myself a little bit too much because I'm always quick to give myself a pat on the back because being a young person, staying focused these days is not easy. Personally, I now have a little family I take care of. My husband is independent, but I have a baby now, so she's entirely dependent on me. So I wear so many caps. So I have to like stay motivated. I have to encourage myself from time to time. I say, oh, Karen, you're doing a good job. Good job, Mama, you're doing well. And not just vocally, sometimes I treat myself because I deserve it, right? Sometimes I watch a movie when I'm not supposed to, or, you know, take myself on a date because I deserve it. I've done a good job, but try to make myself okay. This is a celebration from this my small one. Sometimes celebration can just be telling my partner, my husband that oh I did this today, or telling my close friends that oh I did this today, or even posting on my WhatsApp status that oh I did this today and I'm so proud of myself. Right? Just make sure you constantly celebrate yourself and you stay motivated. Now, having said that, your vision, your board. I feel like buttressed enough on goal setting for the past 20 minutes. And so I just want to now say, okay, how do you translate these ideas, these goal setting tips, these goal setting techniques? How do you carry it to your personal self? How do you apply the skills in setting your vision? How do you bring your vision, aside from setting your vision, how do you then bring that vision into a board? Then you can look at every day and say, I can do this. You can constantly remind yourself because I'm also a visual person. Now I don't create an actual vision board because I'm more mature now. I have more control over my life. But when I was younger, when I was in university, when I was undergraduate and graduate, I used to have a big vision board, right? So I'll have a big board and I'll have clips of where I see myself in the future. And to be honest, it's a skill I want to resume once my child can read and write, right? Because it's creative as well as important, basically. So I used to create an actual vision board with clips and papers and where I see myself, and not just put pictures, because I know a lot of people do that. They just put pictures and say, oh, their vision board. No, what tiny steps do I have to take to actualize those pictures? And then I carry all of that and translate it to my journal. And from time to time, when I'm checking in, I see it. And also when I look at that vision board, it keeps me going. Oh, this is where I'm going. So this is where I'm headed, right? And then in college, I used to have like an actual whiteboard. I still have that now. I still do that till now, where I'm now not just putting pictures and clips, but I'm also saying, oh, okay, I just put like big bullets that this is my vision for the year. This is what I want to do, right? And every day I'm looking at it and I'm seeing it. And it's a constant reminder that this is where I want to get to by the end of the year, by the end of next 2 years, by the end of next 3 years. And so this is why I have to keep going, right? It's basically a visual representation of your goals and the aspirations and how you measure your success. Don't just stop at the visual representation. Make sure you incorporate how you measure your success, right? Now, it reinforces daily motivation and clarity, examples of things you want to set your vision board on our career. It could be health, it could be financial, it could be personal growth. And those are just some areas. And at this point, um, we are gonna hop right in and create your vision board, right? So I made a template for us to use today, and this template is on Canva. And I'm gonna share this template briefly, and then I'm gonna give you the link so you can go on there. I've made the link available to everybody on this meeting and edit it, just marinate with it. You don't have to create everything now. You have the link available to you. And if you decide you don't want to use my templates, that's fine. You can use your own template and create your vision board. So for those of us that don't know what Canva is, it's a free editing app that you can use to design. So if you've not heard of it today, I think this will also be a good exercise to see what you can do with it and then go for there. I use Canva for almost everything, right? So this is my own vision board. In 1 minute, I'm just going to walk you through it and we'll go from there. So this is my vision board for the year, basically. And this year, I'm not using an actual vision board. I'm using something called a bingo card, where I've taken this 6. This is more like a long-term vision board, basically. So I've taken this 7. Why am I saying 5? This 3, 2, 3. That's 6 plus 2, 8. These 8 items, and I broke them down into 25 shorter term goals, right? It's also something like this, but just another version in a bingo card. And every week I check in that bingo card and see how I'm doing against my short-term goals. And those short-term goals culminate to this long-term vision board I'm sharing with you. So first of all, for me, good health looks like keeping fit, because I eat healthy, very healthily. So for me, when I say good health, it means I want to keep fit and I want to attend 10 7/7 weeks this year. So that means for 10 weeks in this year, 10 out of 52, I want to work out 7 days consistently, right? So you see, it's a specific goal. I want to attend 10 7/7 weeks, right? It's time bound. By the end of the year, I should have done 10. That means at least every month I should have one, basically. That's what it means, right? So like, I know that in every month there has to be a week where I work out 7 days in the week. So of course it means I'm going to keep trying till I attain 7 days. So in a month I have 4 tries, basically. So it's smart, it's specific, it is measurable. I can measure my success in that area. It's time bound. I know how to check in, and it is also realistic. It's something I can do. Now, for friends, right? I want to maintain active relationship. I want to call my close friends at least monthly. That's once a month. Very smart. It means I should have exhausted my close friends list once in a month. Anybody I call my close friends in a month, I should have called you, right? Because that's how you maintain active relationships, especially in this generation where my best friends are scattered across the globe. Then travel. I also want to visit 3 new states in the US by the end of the year. This is quite tasking for me because I have a baby now and I have to factor that in my travel plans. But I keep reminding myself that, I want to explore regardless of being a mother right now. So this is the goal for me, to visit 3 new states in the US by the end of the year. Very smart, right? I know when I have to do it. I know how many I have to attain. It means I have to save towards it. It means I have to mentally check in towards it. Personal growth, I want to read 3 new books by the end of the year. Very smart. The first step, I ordered my books already. I have my 3 books and I'm trying to read 1 chapter every 2 weeks, right? It is hard as hell because time is not just as flexible as it used to be, but it's very smart. Career, I want to attain 1 certification each quarter. That means every 3 months, I should have done 1 certification. Very smart. I already started on this. I'm on my first certification and it's going well. I hope I'm able to finish and attain it before the end of the quarter. Relationships, I want to celebrate milestones with my family, right? I have a small family now and I feel like celebrating milestones is a way to keep us closely together. So birthdays, anniversaries, milestones I have at work, I'm intentional about it. I set out date times because I want to keep my family thriving, right? Self-care, I want to prioritize skincare and solo dates, right? I lack in skincare. And these days, you're so busy that there's almost no time for makeup. So one thing has to give. So it's actually a goal for me, right? It has to be there. Finances, I want to learn about investing and save X dollars by Q3 2025. Q4 2025 is the time when I know I'm going to spend money. So I'm not even bothering to add saving in Q4, right? I'm trying to make my goal as realistic as possible. So I'm going to stop in Q3. Any investment I want to make this year, I want to invest X for, I should have done it by Q2. So this is my vision board, and I've shared my vision board for the year with you and how smart it is. So at this point, I'm going to be sharing in the in the Zoom link, the link to this Canva site. So you can just you can just click on the link, and then when you do that, you can start moving things around for the next 10 minutes and share your goals with me. And then while you do that, I'll just briefly go over the conclusion. And then if you have questions, I can take them while you work on putting things together to create your vision board. So let me know if you can access the link, and if you're having challenges, just reach out to me. We're gonna have 10 minutes to work on this, and then while you hopefully click on the link and try to arrange things around to create your vision board, I want to conclude by saying start today. Small steps lead to big changes. Set one smart goal. At least if you take nothing from this session, try to set one smart goal by the end of the year, and keep your vision board visible. You can make it your laptop wallpaper, your laptop screensaver. Like I said, I have a bingo card that I'm using this year for my like my broken down vision board. And this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see my phone screen. It's my phone wallpaper. So I look at it every year, every day, basically, when I use my phone. And I'm able to say, oh, okay, how am I measuring against these goals, basically? And you need to get started by starting your career goals today. If you want to connect with me, I'm available on LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn link. You can connect with me. And if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat sections. And that'll be all for today. All I have to share on slides. So let me know if you're able to access the link. And then if you have questions, we can work on creating your vision board together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karen. I actually clicked on the link also, and I think we have like 6 people already accessed this. So as you said earlier, if you have difficulties accessing the link, please reach out. If you want to ask questions, I think I would like it to be more of you asking your questions yourself. So we should not use the chat box. Karen, are you fine with that?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
keeping the mic open so you can just.
So please raise up your hand if you have questions, because I know we have mentees from the foundation on the call and others. So we've actually been advised to come with our questions, ask as much as you can. She's still here with us. And let's work on our vision board so she can assess and give reviews on what's meant to be and what's not meant to be. Let's keep in mind the SMART goals, right? When we are actually working on our goals.
I see a question that says, will my presentation be shared? Yes, I can share it. I mean, it's my personal intellectual property, so I can give it to Miss Tura and she can share it. I mean, the slides are
Okay.
actually very straightforward, so yeah, I can share this with
Thank you.
you. Yeah. Is there anyone that's willing to share their screen and show your goals? And also, I don't want to say I'm an expert with Canva, but I think I have at least intermediate skills. So if you can share your screen, I can also walk you through it and show you if you need help, moving things around. I try to make the template as friendly as possible, but if you have help moving things around, editing things around, you can share your screen and we can walk through it together. Mr. Rappers, when is this session supposed to end?
But we have like 10, 15 minutes more.
Okay, no problem. I'm on the call and my mic is open, so just let me know. You can feel free to, right, Mr. Right? They can log off
Yes,
if they
yes, yes.
want to, but if you want to stay on and work with me or share your template, I'm very much open to. I'll be here till the end of the session. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So if you need help,
Okay.
I'm here to help you on this call.
Karen, I
Yes.
just checked the Canva link and I think people are working on the same sheets. Is that what it's meant to be?
No, so you're supposed to save a copy of that. I made that, my bad. I should have told you that. So save a copy. Let me share my screen and show the Canva link. Save it. You should have saved a copy because that way everybody is editing the same document and that doesn't
Yes.
work. You need to make your copy, right? And then when you make your copy, yeah. So let me share my screen again. My bad. I should have specified that. So Zoom. Let me share this. So I see there are like 5, 6, 7, 8 people working on it, which is great, right? But what you need to do is you need to, first of all, when you get the link, what's wrong with my Zoom? You need to you click on the page, right? And then you click on the entire page. Make sure you're circling it. The entire page like this is circled, right? And when you do that, you want to duplicate basically this small icon at the top. If you're using a laptop or even a phone, is the same thing. This small icon that has two triangles, that's this one. Click on it to duplicate your own, and then you can edit it. And when you do that, you can also, something else I want to share is you don't have to use this template I used, right? Or you can modify this template. You just, for instance, say you want to change your picture, right? So you just go to where I call elements, and then you can search. Say you want to have your masters, you Google masters, right? And you see different pictures, and you literally just drag and drop into where you want to put it. Then you can just edit and say, get a new masters or get a master's degree by 2026. Don't forget it has to be time bound. And this 2026, you decide is spilling over, you can go here and make the font smaller to fit into the right triangle. You decide you don't want to use my template, you just go there and you search Vision Board and you see other templates, right? No. You don't search here, you go to File because you want to search the entire Canva now. So you create your own design and say, no, don't customize, just use the template. So you go to this icon here, open menu, and then you're able to see you go your home. So when you go to your home page, you you then set your content and canvas, right? So this is the bingo card I spoke about earlier. So it's just same thing basically, just smaller goals to actualize. And then so then you want to use another template, you just search vision board, and then you see so many templates. So this is the one I created. I created this. This is another template. Those are, because I've created those ones, those are, you're seeing them as my designs. Then you go to Canva templates where you're seeing other designs or so many other designs. You can just pick one of them. Say you pick this one, you say you want to customize. Try to look for the free ones, right? You don't want the one that has where's that thing? This icon here, pro. That means you're going to pay. You want the free ones. So you click on this, you say customize this template, right? So you can just click on it. Let's say cleaning, and just edit the text, right? And then say you don't like this picture, you want another picture, you can do that. Say you don't want that picture, you want your own picture there. You click on uploads. If you click on upload, you see images, video, and then you can just upload files, or you can actually record yourself and then just drag and drop. It's very interactive once you hop on it. So yeah, I'm sorry for that confusion. So create a copy of the link I sent to you, make a copy, and then after making a copy, how do you get your vision board that you've created, right? You just click on so for instance, I see there are many copies now. Let's say this person, you're on page 3 or whatever on your own end, basically. You just go to share. And when you say share, you can download it any way you want to download it. It can be a PNG or a slide or a PDF or a video, whatever. So when you say PNG, don't make sure you're not downloading all the pages. Download only the pages that matter to you. If not, exactly. So this person is a smart person, says Darabong's copy. So make sure that's the one you're downloading. If not, everything will download to your phone, right? So just make it as interactive as possible. Then also, if you say you don't want to make a copy, you want to share the link the way I shared with you, you can share a collaboration link, right? And then you can make it that only you can access or anybody with the link can access. You can also make it like, for instance, I made it that anyone with the link can edit. You can also make it that, oh, you can only view, you cannot edit. So, but yeah, this is for if you want to use Canva for other processes. But yeah, so that's where I am at. So I feel like I went over a lot of things at the same time. And maybe I should have taken out time to go through creating a vision board on Canva. I just didn't think I didn't know. I didn't know if people would jump on creating it, and it didn't occur to me that I had to put, a short Canva demo together. But if you have questions, I'm here. Just let me know. And share your screen. I can work with you. If you're using a laptop or you're using a phone, you can share your screen. I'll work with you through it. And if you have questions, I'm still here, please. Oh, Karen.
So if I think some people just joined, if you just joined, we're having a live um Canvas session. So we did not just get to learn how to plan our goals, how smart they should be. We're actually having a short course on Canva. Maybe we post the link. Um, okay. So you can, so this link was shared, so you can actually create your own vision board using this, or you could as well search for different templates on Canva. But the goal is to know what to work with, how to work with it, because this is actually going to be an assignment for the mentees. You're going to have to create your own vision board and share with your mentors, then submit for us to see what the plan for the year is and see how we can walk you through it by the end of the year. So that is why we're having this session as our first call of this mentorship program to see how we can plan. We would not just be here and keep talking, keep so we need to walk the talk. Yeah. So Karen is still here. So please ask your questions as much as you can. If you want to share your screen and let her have a look at what you've done, please, you could just raise your hand and request for the right to share your screen. And if you have questions, raise your hand so we can. I think you can unmute yourself, but I think it will be orderly if you raise your hand before doing that. Go ahead, Jumbo. You're unmuted. Please go ahead. I don't know. I can't hear you if you're speaking.
Hello, can you hear me, man?
Yes, I can.
Hello,
Go ahead. Think you are having network issues. Maybe the chat box might be useful for you could try again, or if I think if it's not connecting, you can use the chat box. Okay, Karen, I have one question here. And it goes thus. Okay, yes, I know we are planning, like working on our goals so we can actually achieve. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. I'm here.
Okay. So what if probably close to the end of the year, I see that I cannot achieve this goal? Is it because the goal was not smart enough or what? Like, is it okay to actually plan and maybe not achieve this goal and carry it over the next year, or it's like compulsory for this goal to actually be achieved? Like, I don't know if you get the question.
Yes, I do. And that's a very good question. And I feel like that's something that people struggle with in goal setting. You set goals, you have a vision board, you do everything right, but then you don't actualize those goals. And then by the end of the year, you end up feeling defeated. I'll give a very realistic example. At the beginning of last year, I set a goal for myself to lose 10 kg, right? I was weighing 100 kg. I've always been a heavy weighter, by the way, and I wanted to weigh 90 kg. And I set a goal for myself to lose 10 kg, move to 90, basically. And beginning of the year, I find out I'm pregnant. So it was tough, right? But I tried to stay consistent throughout the weight, not to gain pregnancy weight, right? Which I did. I did not. So I ended my pregnancy and I was 91 kg, which is close to my weight of 90 kg. So meaning I was pregnant and I was losing weight, which is very difficult to do. But I started breastfeeding, and before the end of the year, I'm 106 kg. Like I just added all the calories back immediately. I think you will not now say, oh, I didn't achieve this. I feel bad. It is time. It means number one, the first thing is that goal was not achievable, right? It was not realistic enough, right? In my case, it was a bad decision because I already set the goal before I realized I was pregnant. If I had known I was pregnant, I wouldn't be setting such unrealistic goals for myself. But I still tried to achieve it. But it simply means the goal was not achievable, right? And it was not realistic. So when you don't achieve the goal, the best thing is for you to go back to your smart work framework. How can I make this goal more realistic? How can I make it more achievable? So in my personal case, which I just shared with you, I went back and realized that there's no way I can live this, with my new reality. So I told myself the moment I stop breastfeeding, right, right, I will see, I'll pack intentionally losing weight to when I stop breastfeeding. But what can I do to maintain my health before? Because losing weight, like I said, is a health goal. But there are other ways I can set health goals that are more realistic in my current status of life, like eating healthy, for instance. Like I shared with you, having 7/7 weeks, right? So I set that goal, which is more realistic. It's difficult because I'm trying to say I'll exercise for every day in a week, once in a month with a baby. It's harder than when I was a single girl and I just used to pick myself and go to the gym, but it's something I can do, right? And it's something I'm looking to do. So that's what you need to do. If my example wasn't clear enough, the answer to the question is it means simple. Your goal was not smart. That's what it means. It wasn't achievable, one, and it wasn't realistic enough, right? So you need to revisit your goal and compare it to the SMART framework. How can you make this goal more realistic? Something you can do. How can you make it more achievable? And based on that, reconstruct the goal and work towards a new goal with a specified timeline. It's not time for you to say, oh, I give up. Because trust me, even if you did not attain that goal, you attain something by sticking to it. Like I said, I wasn't weighing my 90 kg, but I didn't gain weight during my pregnancy. So imagine if I had gained weight during my pregnancy and I now gain more weight breastfeeding. That means I'll be struggling to lose 20 kg now instead of the 5, 6 I added. So there's always a bright side to it. It's not to say, oh, you give up. No, it's time to visit your drawing board once again and reevaluate your metrics. I hope I answered the question, Mr. Ra.
Yes. Thank you. So that means the evaluation is actually the answer. To go back to the board and be sure that whatever goals have been set are actually realistic. Okay, I think we have like 2 minutes, or should I say we can accommodate 7 minutes. Maybe we can check what people are doing on Canva. Because I see there have been changes, there have been lots of duplicate. Do you want to share the link from your end? Share the Canva page.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, like actually share.
Yes.
Hmm. Oh, so I see Anna. These are good goals. Work out twice a month. Very, very good goals. And Anna, you can change the picture. It doesn't have to be my exact template. And you might also have other things you want to work on aside from just ones I've listed. Some people might want to say, oh, I remember one time, funny story. Let me share my camera. In 2020, this was 2019. I made a promise to myself that, no, it was 2020, yeah, COVID, just before COVID. I made a promise to myself that, this Valentine's Day is the last Valentine's Day I'm going to spend single. It was a big goal for me that time. Oh, it was, by the way. By the next Valentine's Day, I was hooked up. And the next one, I was married. Oh, no, I was in a relationship. And the next one, I was married. So
Wow.
it was a goal for me. So that could be your goal. You know, everybody's in different phases in life. And
And
it might be important
that
to
was
you.
an
So,
intentional goal.
it was. Oh. It was. I went after it. I said, no, I can't be spending Valentine's Day single every year. It's not for me. I'm so much of a lover girl. And so that might be your goal. It's not bad to have it. Everybody makes it seem like, oh, if you're a career person, you should not have a family. But that's not my school of thought. And I'm sure Mr. Right, that's not her school of thought as well. But yeah, just something funny I thought to share with you. So yeah,
Yeah,
so these
actually.
are good goals. Work out
Oh,
twice.
okay.
Yeah. Graduate to
Okay.
first class, great goals. Be financially stable. That's a very good goal because before you say you want to invest, you have to be stable first of all, right? And then whoever sets that be financially stable goal, that's a long-term goal, and that goal is not smart, right? It's a
Okay, I
good
think we
goal,
have a question.
but it's not smart. You need to narrow down how can you be financially stable? Do you need to save an emergency fund? Do you need to get more stream of income? Do you need to invest? Different people are in different cycles in life. I'm in a place where I have my emergency fund. I want to invest, right? 3 years ago, I was in a place where I didn't even have an emergency fund. If something happens now, I'm like, I needed that, right? And sometimes it can even be as much as like, I want to invest, but actually investing is not my goal for now. My goal for now is educating myself on what to do. That's what I have tasked myself to do, right? Fine, I want to invest so money, but the first step is educating. So I've been taking like courses, watching videos on what do you invest, how do you invest. First off, before even saying, okay, I now have this money to invest, how much do I need to invest? So be financially stable is not a smart goal. You need to narrow down and say, how do you do that? So, Masira, you said there's a question. Let me take that before I try to
Yes, she
slides.
was unmuted earlier. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's afternoon here, but good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
Um, okay. I don't know how to put this. You might not be tailored as a question, but I need help regarding my situation. So I had my baby December 2023. And before then, I had applied to this NGO. I had my interview virtually. I got the job, but I was required to come into the office for a physical documentation before they closed for the year. And at that time, I'd already passed my due date. I was heavily pregnant. So that decision to travel to Lagos, I currently reside in Ibadan, was not an easy one for me to make because I could start contracting anytime. So I could not travel alone. I had to get help to travel to Lagos. And then the time and money I would be investing going to Lagos. So I thought, let me inform this HR of my situation before going. I thought it wise. So I called this person and informed her. She was a female. And she was very excited for me. She was like, oh, we love children in our organization, this, that. At the time, we even had nursery for people with kids and all. I was a little bit relieved. Only for her to call me like 30 minutes later and said, the executive director does not want me, not because they don't see me fit for the position, but because they are sympathizing with me that there's no how I was going to cope if we resumed work because I was just going to be a new mother and they can't grant me maternity leave at that time, which is understandable. But I tried to convince them that even before taking the interview, I was prepared for whatever it is, trying to form tough girl, because I had actually discussed it with my parents. My mom was going to take my child and all of that. I knew it was not going to be easy, but I was ready to put in the work and sacrifice because it was kind of my dream job. But they didn't listen to me. They just told me they could not know, they cannot, it will look like they were punishing me and all of that. And the job role requires me to be traveling at least once a month, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they didn't give me the position and I just took it in good faith. So now my baby is a year old. And I've been having these thoughts for like 3 weeks now to write them, to tell them that this is this and that. If the position is still vacant or if there's any other position that I could assume in the organization. But then again, whenever the thought comes to mind, I just remind myself again that I plan to have my second baby by 2026. And okay, fine. If I write them and they say, okay, come and join us, and then I work with them for a year and then I'm applying for maternity leave again. I don't want to push the goal of having a second child further because age is not on my side. I clocked 30 already this month. So, and really, I just want to do what I have to do. I know that all these goals, career goals, family goals, everything have to go alongside. You can't pause one for one because at the end of the day, you start regretting that why did I leave this and attend and give my soul attention to this. So I need advice, please, because it's not like I'm not working at the moment. I actually have a job, but I don't know. You are somewhere, but you just feel you can get better if you are in a better organization. I currently work for the government, and you know how the government can be. It's very redundant. Not that I'm not getting the expertise I need, but I've spent a lot of time at the job, and I just feel I need to move. So please, I
And
need advice.
there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to move. You just come to a point in your life where you decide, oh, it's time for growth. And recently, with being a mom, I'm beginning to realize that because I have a girl, I want her to look at me one day and say, I want to be like my mom, right? So it means while growing my child, somehow it is important that I have to find ways to grow myself, right? Because you also want your child to look and say, I want to be like my mom. No, oh, I never want to be like my father, or I never want to be like my mom. I want, it's good for you to be that good role model. So that's also another incentive I found why it's important to also work on yourself. And I totally understand this problem you're facing too, because I'm at a place in my career too where personally I feel like it's time for growth, but I've had to make some tough decisions because I was expecting a baby, and like you said, you want to build your family and all of that. So I advise most companies will say you have to have worked with them for 1 year before having a child. According to their policy, it's not like they don't want to have children, they just thought you were incapable at the time. One. Two, you're looking to expand your family in 2026, not this year. So you still have this 1 year room to grow, and the 9 months, or the people always count the 9 months, but the moment I was pregnant, I was like, I'm mentally checked in. So I don't count that 9 months, but at least you have like 6 months that's under your belt. So let's say you have 18 months to add value or growth yourself. Personally, to be honest, I will say apply to them, reach out to them, and tell them that, oh, you're no longer where you were before, right? You're mobile now, you can move now, your child can attend daycare or whatever, since they support family and having children, that you're open to the position or any vacancy they have. Like you said, reach out to them, because I mean, I'm not wishing you ill health, but the truth is that you don't have a child now, you just plan to, and you cannot be making a decision of a year out based on what you think would happen a year out, right? You should make it on what is happening now. So I would say go for it right now. If you get pregnant along the way, fine, you deal with it when you get to that bus stop. You don't know if you're getting pregnant today, you don't know if you're getting pregnant next week, you just know you plan to. So that's a long-term goal. So go for your shorter-term goal, and hopefully when you get to that bridge of being pregnant, since they say they accommodate children and pregnancy, hopefully they'll accommodate you. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I don't know if Mr. has something else to add. And I hope I was able to answer your question, Musharafa.
Yeah, I think you actually like hit the nail on the head. You actually cannot start planning for what is not like, I don't want to say realistic at the moment, but what is not way before you. So I think you should just give it a try. Then don't assume for them. Reach out to them and see what it is. Then, but obviously there are some things we can plan and things we actually cannot. Will I say or cannot plan? Some things just fall into place and all of that. So I think you can just give it a shot, and so you don't maybe regret at the end of the day if there would have actually been an opportunity. Okay, I think it's time to say thank you. We have 5 minutes to go, and I believe Karen can still give feedback on Canva, right? Yes, so you can still continue working on your vision board. Karen can give comments and advice on Canva. So this is where we draw the curtain and say thank you very much. Like I did not expect this to be this practical, like going into Canva, seeing how you can work on it. Like I said, this is a short course on Canva. We need to pay Karen. Is it in dollars or what? Okay, so thank you for doing this with us. We really appreciate. So you can connect with Karen on LinkedIn. She already shared our LinkedIn page. You can drop the link in the chat box. And if you want to connect with us on social media, we are on LinkedIn, Mr. B's Educational Foundation, on Instagram. For more inquiries, partnership, sponsorship, yeah, we're a non-government organization. So we actually run on funds and all. You can send us an email. So I think that's just it for now. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for doing this. I'm sure it was worth it, and I believe it was worth your time too. Okay. Can we do like put on our videos to take like a screenshot? So just a short one. I don't know if everybody has access to do that. Mm, 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 mm. Yes. Okay, I think we all can put on our videos. If you can, I think do I have to ask everyone to do that?
You're muted, Mistura.
Thank you. I'm trying to take. Oh, okay, yes, gallery. Okay, yes. So smile, everybody. Okay, so thank you for joining and bye. See you in the next series.